What's up, guys? Christian Walker from the D-backs here, and this is what I'm rocking. We'll start out with the crazy stuff. Something I'm really excited about are these paint jobs coming out of Victus, and Bruce the Bat King does these custom airbrushes. I mean, he killed it. A little bit of desert theme, obviously the snake skin, interlocked 5.3 logo. Yeah, he absolutely killed it. These guys are always hooking it up and pushing the limit. Unfortunately, can't use it in the game, but you know, to add a little personality and flair to batting practice this year, you know, hopefully home run derbies and stuff like that will be a fun thing. But yeah, super excited about this, and they absolutely killed it with this.
And how did it come to be? Did they come to you first, or?
So I've been swinging Victus on and off for pretty much my whole career. The factory is close to where I grew up, so this off season I went up to the factory and hung out with the guys and played with some models and got to talk to Bruce, and you know, some of the content that he has with the creativity of the bats is amazing. This guy's, I mean, he's whipping out literally, you know, it's art that you can use. So you know, to see his passion and see what those guys are doing behind the scenes, it's awesome, and it's something that you know, I definitely wanted to be a part of. But clearly you can see, you know, how much passion's involved.
Yeah, what's the model on the bat itself, and what do you generally swing?
I have a couple different models with me. This Victus model is a PC35 that I've modified a little bit. I've made the barrel a little bit longer and added a little flair to the handle, but generally a PC35. I start with a big barrel and a thin handle and try to make some adjustments to make it feel a little bit more balanced. But yeah, mostly this year for sure.
Insane. Is there anything on the knob there that I see a decal?
I think it's just Bruce's logo here. But
sick. And then how about you don't cup your bats, do you?
Yeah, this one is this is a very half cup. Usually I go full cup, but this being a BP bat, a little bit heavier and add a little bit more weight just to make it feel better when I switch to my game model.
And do you change like size and weight over the course of the year, or do you keep it the same all throughout?
I do. I mostly swing 34, 31-ish, depending on the balance, but I will go 3.5 from time to time, just depending on how it feels.
Gotcha. What do we got otherwise here?
Batting gloves. These are last year's customs. I'm a big fan of Franklin. I think they're the best in the business. So I did a home and an away last year. So the white and gold. Yeah, for the homes this year. Little custom CW53 in there. I go with the smooth, the golf palms. I like the smooth leather on the palm. I feel like it's a little stickier, a little tackier.
Is that like a specific leather that they offer, and you're able to work with them on that?
Yeah, I haven't really customized. I just know they offer like the textured, you know, almost like the pilled leather a little bit, or the smooth palm, and I always elect for the smooth palm. It's just something that feels good. I feel like my pine tar sticks to it a little bit better.
So comfortable too.
Yeah, but to add the custom, you know, the custom palms to the custom colorway is good. Nothing too loud, you know, some subtle colors, but yeah, I like to match with my customs for sure.
Yeah. And how about these?
And then the roads, yeah, similar idea with the smooth palm, but added a little bit gray for the road, and then a pop of neon just for some fun. But again, with like the subtle colors, I do like the bright colors, but I don't like it overdone. So, you know, have it match with a little pop here and there is what I'm going for.
Seen a number of Franklin guys in the World Series this past year. They had one like with the patch on it. Did you rock those last year?
Yeah, so for the World Series, they sent these same ones, and right here it had the World Series patch. I left those at home and left them on the trophy shelf.
That was a fire.
Yep. Yeah, and can't wait to see what the customs look like this year. Absolutely. So the glove I rock, the model I rock is this standard Rawlings full custom 12.5. I like the solid back as opposed to some of them have a gap right here. Yeah. First base gloves are hard, man. They're hard to find a consistent shape, varying company to company. For me, I've always been a Rawlings guy. Obviously having the gold glove and being able to wear the patch is just, you know, an added thing there. Definitely feels earned. I'm real proud of that. But in my opinion, Rawlings is making the best glove on the market. It's consistent. The leather is great. The shape is great. It breaks in awesome, and they're willing to do things to, you know, personalize it. For example, this is my gamer from the last 2 years, and you can tell the color, the wear on the leather. It's, it's beat up, it's broken in, it's hanging on, but it's, this is, it's 3 years in the making here. And so with this glove, I always get these blowouts in the palm, and you can see where they've added the stitching and the extra patching in there for me, but these holes end up pulling through. So they took my gamer fully apart from the inside, patched it and re-sewed it for me, and made it, put it back together. So
well after the fact.
Yeah. So a bit of a Frankenstein model here, but it's holding shape, and it's it's added another year or two of life to the glove. But to counter that, this year we took the new gloves and they added the patch from the jump. So this is another layer for why Rawlings to me is the best. Is they're willing to do things instead of just feeding me new gloves and having to break a glove in. They're gonna try to patch it from the get-go. So this thing lasts all year for me.
Pro Preferred. What are you liking about that leather? I'm sure you've tried Heart of the Hide.
Personally, I like a stiffer glove. I like my glove to hold shape all year. You can see this gamer. This is 2 years old and it's not going to close on me.
Right. Seriously.
I want my gloves. I want my gloves to have a shape and a certain roundness in my palm. Too floppy feels like the ball's going to have control of the pocket. I'm looking for a very stiff, a very sturdy. That glove's not floppy. It's not losing its shape. This is what I like. So when I order my Pro Preferreds, I order them extra stiff, extra tough, and they're hard to break in initially, but once I get there, I feel like it holds its shape much better for me. So the Pro Preferred for me is about the stiff and the rigidness of the leather and over a long term of using it.
This was used all of 22 and 23. Is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I won. So when I ordered this glove, it had the red patch because I hadn't won a gold glove yet. So when I sent it back to the factory to fix the inside shell, they added the gold patch for me. Yeah, so another nice little touch. It's a cool, man. It's a cool thing. It feels like you're wearing a trophy in the best way. It's hard to come by. Guys respect it in the league. I'm very proud of it. So to look down and see that gold patch, it's a confidence builder for sure.
Absolutely. And so I see you should go with the number embroidered on there. I always love seeing that on TV, just like right on the thumb.
Yeah, so it's the same 3 embroideries. I go number here, CDW, which are my initials on the thumb, and then I put my wife's initials on the pinky. Awesome. Same thing with here, 53 CDW, and then Amanda Nicole Walker out on the pinky again. I think the last 4 or 5 gloves that I've ordered have been this theme, the same colorway, the same stitching. I like the classic camel. To me, it feels like a good, clean baseball glove. It patina's really nice. I think when you add dye and color and textures to gloves, I think it looks really good, but I think it changes how the leather feels and how it breaks in. So for me, it's a plain Jane camel, and then add the subtle, the sparkly embroidery here and there, and obviously the gold patch makes it pop a little bit.
Do you recall how you landed on this one? Obviously there's the DCT at 13 inch. There's a bunch of different models.
Yeah, so I was an infielder. I was a third baseman before playing first base. So my first couple first base gloves, I didn't really know what to do with it. I didn't know what I liked or what I didn't like. Right. And I tried a lot. I had coaches tell me bigger is better, and I tried the 13. And then the different shapes, the different pockets, they all break in differently. And honestly, it was just trial and error. I'm not sure what the technology's called, but a lot of them have it's a 2-piece outer shell where there'll be a seam right here, and then this piece is separate. Yeah, and it works for some guys, but for whatever reason, when I break a glove in, this solid piece does better for me. And then the 12.5 inch, I feel like I don't lose the ball as much. My transfers are better, and I think knowing where the pocket is with the 12.5 is better for me than a 13. But it's just personal preference.
Yeah. The Oakleys that you got on your hat, definitely want to talk about those.
Yeah. I have a big face. I got a big, big fat round face. So I like a huge lens. Even before this style. With the radar, I believe it was the pitch was the biggest lens available. Yeah. I was rocking radar pitch before this, but then I saw this gigantic lens, and I knew that it was going to be for me. So, what I'm after in a shade is I don't want to see any daylight. Some guys like the breathability. For me, any amount of daylight that I get in the sides or underneath changes my depth perception. So the bigger lens, the more surface area I can cover, for me is better. And I go back to Oakley. They're just the OGs. Everything I do, when I look through an Oakley lens, everything is crystal clear. The depth perception, it's perfect, right? They know how to get you the no glare from polarized, but not mess with the depth. There's a lot of good companies out there, but Oakley is, that's the OG for me.
Absolutely, yeah. How about like hitting with sunglasses on? Like what are you seeing there?
For me, it's a fine line. Every day is different. Some guys, it's like if it's a day game, they're hitting with shades on. Sometimes it changes depth perception for me. I would almost say, with the shadows, if there's a really bad shadow day, I'll try shades to see if it helps even out the lighting. But generally, it's shades in the field and nothing for me at the plate. I like the brightness of no shades when I'm hitting.
Obviously, there's a bunch of sick gear that you have, but is there any gear around the league that you're like, damn, I would love to get my hands on that?
Yeah. I think right now what I love is seeing the new Nike cleats get painted like classics. Like the ones seem to be a popular model this year, but to see the ones get put into colorways, right? You'll see some bread colorways or some classic wolf gray colorways. A modern cleat, a modern game, but a nod to the classic Nike, the Nike styles, and on top of that, the basketball colorways, which I think is really cool.
Right, like Tatis will go with like a bread one day, and then like a shadow, and then shatter backboard. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's the OG colorways, but on the modern spike. So that's cool to see for sure.
Favorite home cooked meal?
Yeah, that's a good question. Food is a big part of my life. I do a lot of cooking myself. Yeah. Food is such a reward. It brings me to such a happy place. I would say favorite home cooked meal for me it's a pot of spaghetti and meatballs from my mom. Yes. It's a classic oil and vinegar salad. And my mom is an A+ baker. So any baked good that she whips up. But yeah, the nostalgia of just some spaghetti sauce on the weekend is what I'm after.